May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please sit down.
Sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Austin, how did you find change from Arunachal straight to hotbed of Mumbai?
Sir, it was normal for me because Arunachal, I live in the foothills of the Arunachal, which is bordering Assam. So it's usually hot there too. And monsoon also occurs a lot, so the climate difference was not that much.
What about the cultural aspect?
The cultural aspect was, yeah, sir, there were differences. Most of them was like the food habits were different. I had no, like the rice, I usually the staple food for me is the rice. So there usually only chapati, rotis are available. So it was a different thing for me.
How many medical colleges are there in Bombay or Mumbai?
So sorry, I'm not aware of it.
No, not aware. And Grand Medical College is how old?
Sir, it's I think 179 years old, established since 1845.
Established in 1845. Thank you. Good. And what have you been doing after you completed your MBBS?
Sir, I completed my MBBS in 2018. Since then, I joined as a medical officer in primary health center in East Siang district. From 2018 to 2022, I was working as a medical officer in the PHC. And after that, from 2022 to last since 1 year, I have joined the state civil service as a circle officer, which is called Tehsildar in other districts or other states.
Arunachal Pradesh is one of it remains a lot in news.
Yes.
Why so?
Most of it would be on international relations related to China claiming that Arunachal is a part of there. Others would be like the recent incursion in Yangtze area in Tawang sector.
Anything domestic, local these days? Some problem going on in Itanagar?
Yes, sir. In Itanagar, the students are striking against the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission because of a ongoing scam where there are many exams there were paper leakage and paper selling of paper. Currently, I think 9 exams have been detected where the paper has been sold. So students protested before the statehood day, which was 20 February. And I think the government has ascended to all the demands of the students.
Why is this paper leakage problem happening in every state? Why?
I think, sir, it's because of the local people. In the UPSC, usually there is no, usually we don't hear about the such leakages, but instead usually the Public Service Commission members and the chairman are usually of local people only, local populace. So they have relations with them, so they want to like promote their candidates or their tribal people or their community.
What is, just name 3 exceptional qualities about Arunachal Pradesh as a state?
Sir, it has the highest hydropower potential as a state of 58 gigawatts in the whole India. Second, I would say it has the highest number of orchids present, orchids plant, and it is the only exceptional. I was going to say, sir, there were like four tigers are available in Arunachal Pradesh.
Anything about carbon neutrality, carbon positivity?
Sir, Arunachal is not carbon. Yeah, it's carbon neutral per se because 79.3% of the state is covered in forest.
And how is the administration in Arunachal Pradesh?
Administration right now is, sir, very, I think it's better than previous years because now the burn coal culture has minimized a lot since if we look 5 years back. And law and order issues are also propping up only once or twice in a year.
Why is the suddenly betterment taken place for the state?
Sir, I think because of the digitalization and all the schemes which like there were usually the DBT was not available. Now since DBT has come up, so it has lessened the corruptions and other things.
Everybody is talking of digitalization. Nobody is talking of Governance.
Yes, sir. Governance has also improved as they are checking every weekly and or every monthly BC video conferencing are done for.
What should be done to improve the PHCs and CHCs? There's too much of pressure on medical colleges. What should be done?
So the first thing I would say is to retention of doctors and nurses in the primary health centers, like giving incentives or
Like what should be given?
so incentives, better infrastructure, like better living quarters, and even the instruments, medical instruments are not usually available in the primary health centers. And if better facilities like electricity, power, and other thing would be provided in the villages too, then it can be an attraction for them. And a monetary incentive can also be given who are posted in the rural posted.
You were in a PHC.
Yes, sir.
What would you suggest for the PHCs as such to improve?
So the first would be living quarters. There were no living quarters where I was staying. And the second would be some medicine, timely medicine release was not done from the central procurement.
Central procurement of the...
Yeah, from the state, it was centrally procured and sent to the district and then to the PHC. So it was not timely. By the time it reaches the primary health center, it usually was on the verge of expiry.
Has any state introduced this central medicine procuring system successfully in the
I
country?
think, sir, Rajasthan. Sir.
Rajasthan. Anybody else?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Who was Herbert? Your name is Austin Tayeng.
Yes, sir.
Who was Herbert Austin? A very famous name.
Sir, I'm
Have
sorry.
you got
Not-
some idea?
No,
There
no.
are Austin cars, very famous. Austin Motor Car Company.
I'm not aware.
Okay, you are a doctor.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is difference in PSC and CSC and how much population a PSC is open and how much with the CSC? And
So,
what is the ratio of the doctors?
about the ratio, sir, I'm not aware, but about the this population, it's 30,000 for hilly areas for a PHC or 50,000 for plain areas,
For plain.
and 1 lakh for the CHCs.
Okay. Your anthropology was your subject.
Yes, sir.
Is the classless society is possible? Can you tell me?
Classless society, sir, in future can be possible since due to mainstreaming of the urbanization, increase of urbanization and the mainstreaming, there has been reduction in the class differences.
It will remain always?
So it will be classless in distance future, sir. But
Okay,
not
yes,
now.
from anthropology, there was a criminal tribal act introduced by the Britishers. Do you agree with that act? Are there tribes are really, criminals?
No, sir. It was the stigma of the Britishers who thought that the nomadic tribes or the tribal who used to stay in the forest, most of them are habitual offenders, but not all of them. So these criminal tribals
What was the object of Britishers to formulate this act?
to isolate and keep overlook over them. Even the children were separated for educating them.
Which is a very important air base I was reading by the China has developed in near Arunachal Pradesh. What is that air base? Have you got some idea?
No, sir.
Okay. My last question to you on international. Can you tell me what is happening in Brazil? It is a very recent,
Yes, sir.
a week
The-
back. What happened in Brazil?
So week back, I'm not sure, but Lula, the president, even the opposition are doing as same what the Trump supporters were doing. That they were not claiming that it's a legitimate government, and even the
Okay,
election-
one more question from your, subject. On many medicines, it is mentioned when you read that it is prohibited with alcohol. Say the metronidazole, tinidazole.
yes.
Why it is so? What is the cause of this?
Sir,
Even sleeping pills you cannot take. Many sleeping pills.
sir, the effect decreases because
How
of
this?
alcohol.
What is the reaction? Why it takes place?
Alcohol dehydrogenase. Sir.
Any other formulation, the third formulation, or due to that? Have you got some
I
idea?
forgot, sir.
Sir.
You play cricket.
Yes, sir.
What do you do there?
Sir, medium fast bowler.
Medium fast bowlers. Good. Now tell me, why it is that in India, just like films, people watch but they do not play? Do you agree or disagree?
Sir,
And why?
I agree, sir, because I also watch more than playing.
Why? You don't get an opportunity to play?
Yes, the answer will be, sir, yes. I usually don't get opportunity as I'm not a good batsman or a bowler. But there are provisions being coming up like district level tournaments, even the block level tournaments are happening.
Do you have a Ranji team in Arunachal?
Yes, sir. There is a Ranji.
How did it perform in Ranji Trophy?
Sir, it performed very bad, sir.
Very bad.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, because there are most of the area, whole Arunachal is terraneous, mountain hilly area, so pitches are not available usually, and
No, but
football
here in
culture is more.
Himachal, they play very well.
Sir, football culture is more in.
But even then, football we are very bad.
When seeing in all over India, I think the football infrastructure and facilities are lesser if we compare to cricket.
What can be done so that India can play in the World Cup football?
I would say, sir, we should popularize it just like IPL has been done. Privatization, if possible, like ISL is being done, but it's not increasing the views.
Okay, Austin, consider India's history. Since 1947, what are those 5 things which has changed the course of India for future? First, name the incidences that you think which have changed the course of India. Then we will discuss.
First, I think is Indo-China War 1962,
Okay.
which changed our view.
No, we will discuss later on. First, let us list the
Indo-China War,
Okay.
and then nuclear testing done.
Okay.
Then privatization in 1991.
1991. Okay.
Globalization, privatization. IT revolution.
Which one?
IT revolution.
IT revolution. Good.
And in India, versus sir, coronavirus also can.
I don't know. You will tell me. You are a doctor, so you may think that coronavirus.
Yes, sir, coronavirus was a changing.
How it has changed the history of India?
Sir,
Future of India, not history.
seeing the health infrastructure has been given a lot of emphasis after coronavirus. Like for my state, there were no ICUs before coronavirus, but now there has bin like 7-8 ICUs in districts now.
What are the learnings from coronavirus? Where do you think that we needed improvement?
I would say, sir, epidemic response and preparedness, even their infrastructure, lack of in primary
What infrastructure we are talking?
health infrastructure, sir.
Okay. So what did we do after that?
We emphasized more on that, and the oxygen availability was also less. So now most of the places have been given like oxygen.
And why you thought that 62 war had changed, had made an impact on India's
Sir,
future?
On international relation, we used to think that our neighbors are perception towards China was good, like India, China, by
Good.
But it has changed after that, and now we are more aware of the
Excellent.
aware of their like.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm there. Yeah, Austin, it's very nice listening to you.
Yes, sir.
Very cool, composed doctor you are really. I would like to ask you one question first. Are you aware of NEFA, Northeastern Frontier Agency?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference, major difference when NEFA became Arunachal Pradesh?
In 1972, NEFA became Arunachal Pradesh when Arunachal Pradesh was given as
1972 or 1987?
So 1972. So it became a union territory. In 1987, it became a state. Sir. In 20 January 1972, it became a union territory.
Yes.
And it was renamed as Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
Before that, NEPA was part of Assam, which used to be controlled by Chief Commissioner before independence.
I got the point.
Yes.
That was earlier NEFA was under control of Assam.
Yes, sir.
And now Arunachal itself has become complete statehood.
Yes.
Are you aware of inner line permit?
Yes, sir.
Don't you think inner line permit is discouraging, a deterrent in terms of promotion of tourism there?
It used to be a deterrent, but now since there are on arrival inner line permits, you can do it online also, register
It
online.
itself sound like when you talk to any tourist, he is going to Arunachal Pradesh, so beautiful place. But first thing comes in their mind, oh my God, inner line permit, that's as good as visa. So what you suggest to the government that inner line permit should be diluted or should it be there?
Sir, it should be there, but it can be diluted in the distant future, because right now the most of the travel has not come to the mainstream yet. And moreover, the travel rights, travel land possession, they have fear among them. They fear that
Yeah, there's a lots of fear. Even in our time, my time, I tell you, suddenly we had been checking anyone, permit. If he is not found with permit, immediate taking into custody to interrogate who is he. So that was a kind of fear all along. Anyway, have you been to Machuca ever?
No, sir.
Machuca is called Switzerland of Northeast.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of why is it called Switzerland of Northeast?
Yes, sir. The terrain is same, almost same. There are pine trees, and even the mountains are grassland in nature.
Lots of potential of tourism in Arunachal Pradesh. But I hope that you would be taking this issue to the government.
Yes.
Inner line permit is really very discouraging factor. Tourists in general, they get scared of, my God, permit that to visit our own land. Is it? You are a doctor. Earlier as a doctor, you had been treating individual as patient. Now doctor come IAS officer, you would be treating entire society as patient.
Yes.
Fine. Suppose you got, could you get this point please?
Yes, sir.
Now you got suppose Arunachal cadre itself. What 3 priorities you would be setting as district magistrate? There you know, they are not called district magistrate. What they are called?
Deputy Commissioner.
Deputy commissioner. What's the difference in their role?
Sir, they are Deputy Commissioner come District Magistrate.
But why are they called deputy commissioner? Why district magistrate generally they are not called
Sir,
deputy commissioner?
They look after the developmental aspects, whether skill implementation.
Especially tribal welfare.
Okay,
Not only development. District magistrate is responsibility of development, but since you are going to be IAS officer, so I am having this concern that Mr. Austin, who is doctor, now fine. So as a doctor come IAS officer, what shall be your 3 priorities in Arunachal state itself to treat society as patient? 3 priorities.
Sir, first will be the health sector, and then the education, and the youth empowerment. Sir.
Connectivity.
Connectivity, sir, I think in next 5 years it will be very good, because there are Trans-Arunachal highway coming up, frontier highway.
Very nice. I am very much impressed that you have taken your priorities. One, I would like to suggest you are already primary health center, you are working. You must have seen role of quacks,
Yes, sir.
what is called local doctors,
Yes.
offering Ayurvedic, homeopathic, all types of medicine. And they are having people's confidence also. It's very difficult for a medical officer to break their nexus there. So at district magistrate, what steps you would like to take to break their nexus? Because quacks are very dangerous.
Sir, with my personal experience, what I used to do with the quacks, which are called miri or local shaman, I used to contact with them. Even I used to ask the people, like, they use their first preference would be usually to go to the shaman, local shaman. But I used to contact with them that if somebody comes to you, kindly inform me too, because it was a give and take relation. If he doesn't get treated by the local practices, like they used to do animal sacrifices.
Doctor, I would like to share with you,
Yes.
they are having tremendous confidence among people because they treat patient then and there.
Yes, sir.
500 mg antibiotic, they put the powder inside separate. They don't use the wraps of medicine. They make their own medicine. Yes. They offer to them any medicine, and they don't care of kidney, liver, whatsoever. 500 mg, 3 capsule. The child which was crying, alcohol containing syrup along with this antibiotic. Within 24 hours, the child is started laughing. So they treat mother of child instead of the child. Do you agree?
No, sir. Medically, it's not.
Do you agree with their medical ethics? What kind of medicine they are prescribing?
No, sir.
Not at all. So I hope so that as district magistrate come IAS officer, you will especially address this issue, because people are literally getting what you say bad treatment, not really treatment they are getting. Fine, thank you, doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Austin, continuing with the same question, what kind of medical systems are practiced in India?
There is the allopathy and the alternative medicine where Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, and Tibetan medicine.
Okay, very good. So tell me why antibiotics are not working on viral infections.
Okay, I forgot because
Okay. Tell me how chemotherapy is working in cancer patients. Mechanism.
Chemotherapy, the mechanism I forgot.
Okay. Tell me how does evolution take place?
Evolution takes place by multiple ways. One is genetic mutation, hybridization, genetic drift, migration, isolation, and natural selection on all this.
Okay. Can you name some of the features in Homo sapiens, evolutionary features which you can point it out?
It would be bipedalism.
Sorry?
Bipedalism, ma'am. Bipedalism.
Okay.
And increase in brain size,
Mm-hmm.
erect spine, presence of linea aspera in the femur, curved leg, sole, curvature of sole,
Curvature of soul. Yes.
and presence of voice box.
Okay. Tell me what is the role of thumb? How the development of thumb in Homo sapiens, like that only changed them into Homo sapiens, no?
Yeah.
So what are the advantages?
It helps in grasping things. So when we became bipedal, the hands were free. So it helped in freeing up both the hands, which led to the discovery or invention of the tools, which help in increasing the culture of human.
Okay. Tell me what kind of diseases you will find in Arunachal Pradesh. You have studied in Mumbai. So, but there are some diseases which are there only, Arunachal Pradesh. Tell me.
The first will be malaria falciparum, which is prevalent in Northeast.
Right.
And, in Mumbai, there were leprosy. The leprosy cases were very few in Arunachal Pradesh.
Mm-hmm.
And the others, uniquely, it's the same because dengue is also available, cough, fever.
Okay. So, why do you think that as a doctor, you will, continuing with the sir's question only, the same continuation, why do you believe that as a doctor, you will prove out to be a better administrator? What qualities do you have?
Because when I was a doctor, I think I was an empathetic doctor, because when I got sick, I came to know that what's the patient go through. So I try to do the patient, like even if they go for registration, I usually try to let them come to the OPD first instead of registration, because I knew what the pain the patient goes through.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the nature of the empathic nature of me personally, I think I would be a better administrator.
Empathy is one.
Yes, ma'am.
And what else?
And the diagnosing things by looking the whole angles, the different features. Like here, I will diagnose the whole society and other aspects, but they are the individual symptoms and signs.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Austin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, doctor, have we not asked you any question which you had prepared for?
Yes, sir. Because I think I already did a practice mock here, so there they emphasized on that FCI. Because I had an address of FCI, so they asked me about FCI and even chess also, and even regarding cricket, sir.
So we should ask you some questions about what? FCI or cricket? Cricket you have already answered.
Okay, sir. FCI, so I studied about it, sir.
So you tell us something about FCI.
FCI is a statutory body under Government of India, which overlooks the National Food Security Act 2013. They usually act as a godown for the grains of wheat and rice and millets. They have a strategic reserve of 20 million for rice and 30 million tons for wheat. And they give out the grains to the state government for distribution in PDS, ICDS, and midday meal scheme or Poshan Shakti Abhiyan.
There are plenty of losses in FCI, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Why is it so?
I think one of them was the open storage, and the others would be first come and first out basis, like which used to come, but if they are going to be expired also, they first usually go out. And the others would be losses in the case in inclusion errors of ration cards and all. They were non-BPL people are also included in the ration card.
Okay. So your interview is over. Thank you very much. So this is your second mock here.
Yes, sir.
So none of us has met you earlier.
Yes, sir. No. Sir.
None of us have met. So first of all, let me be very clear that you are a good candidate.
Thank you, sir.
You should make the grade, and you will make the grade. Generally, everything is fine. Some basic things, she had asked, okay, why antibiotics is not working. Some basic things, some they are expected. Chemotherapy is something which is specialized, may or may not. If you know it, wonderful. If you don't know, but the best part is you do not know or you don't guesswork, which is very good. Even if you may be knowing something, but you may not be knowing the full thing, you just straight away say, I don't know. That's a very clear, good strategy. And all the very best. You should do well. 10 days away.
Yes,
Your interview is on 2nd of March.
sir, it's 7 days because 28 days if I
Oh, that's very nice. Good to put it up. Very straight. All the very best. You will do very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I add, sir?
Deeply.
Doctor, yes, you have got very pleasant personality, composed, unnerved you are. One thing, generally in what I do, when I question, like as a doctor, I did not ask you, as doctor come IAS officer, what shall be your role? I myself answered to make you tempted that today you are treating individual, now would be treating society as patient.
Yes, sir.
So thereafter I was hoping that yes, your priorities have to be very clear. So set your priorities at doctor come IAS plus deputy commissioner. That's related to tribal welfare.
Okay, sir.
Development is a district magistrate also. But every district in Arunachal Pradesh will find deputy commissioner.
Yes.
They are not called district magistrate. Fine?
Yes, sir.
So because you are going to be IAS, so your state, and go through that Switzerland of Northeast, Machuca,
Yes, sir.
tourist inner line permit. These are inner line permit is still very scary. People do get scared of. My God, so much detail. So please go through it.
Yes. Ma'am, sir, can I ask some question? Like with eye contact, should I do 1-to-1 or should I?
No, this is a good one. Good one. What you are doing right now, please continue.
Okay, sir.
This is very good.
Be your normal self.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
No, sir.
No?
Yeah.
Sit little composed. You are little on the edge.
No, sir. I was like this.
Aram se.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All the very best to you. You will do well.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.